Hello, everybody, and good morning. And I hope that you have a good week. And welcome to today's lesson. We speak about grammar every morning at 8:45, and this morning we are a little early, but that is okay. The topic today is very, very important and very interesting. The topic is using the to infinitive. So basically, in English, the verb is typically in the infinitive: to go, to eat, to have, to drink, to sleep, etc. So it's a very fundamental and very big part of English, and it's necessary today to look at this grammar topic. Grammar in general, studying grammar is very tricky and very heavy. So when you study grammar, you need a lot of time, you need a lot of concentration, and it's very difficult sometimes and maybe time consuming. So this video is probably going to be tricky because it's very long and the topic is very important, but the explanation, we have a lot of theory to explain. So some people like this and some people don't like this, but I hope that this video helps a little. As always, I recommend that you try to read this topic yourself first. I think it's very important for you to study, obviously, on your own. And this video, hopefully, I can help just a little as a support and assistance to your study. But really, you need to study yourself and you need to put the work, put the effort in to try to read the grammar yourself. And today is very interesting because we have a very good page from the British Council Learn English page that explains the grammar very, very well. And we also have some exercises to do as well. Subtitles are available during this lesson. If you have any questions, if you have any doubts, just select the subtitles and you can understand, hopefully, exactly what I am saying during the lesson. If you have a question, if you have a comment, please put your question in the Facebook chat and I can answer your question probably at the end of the lesson if you have a comment and if you have a question. So I hope you had a good weekend and I hope everything is going well. And today the weather is amazing, yesterday and today finally, and that's good. Okay, so let me explain a couple of things first before we begin. Contact. If you want to contact me on social media, I have the Instagram account and the name for the Instagram page is @melioraingles. If you want to follow me on TikTok, of course TikTok is very funny and very entertaining. You can follow me on @melioraingles, and that's my name on TikTok. YouTube, the YouTube channel is full of content very similar to the Facebook page. But if you want to follow me on YouTube, this is the link here as well. And Pinterest is very similar to the Instagram page, and you can follow me on Pinterest at @meliora1. Finally, WhatsApp. If you have a question, if you have a comment and you want to ask me a question on WhatsApp, you can contact me here on WhatsApp very easily as well. Okay, great. My schedule, my timetable is very similar compared to last week. Obviously, today we started a little early, but that's no problem. It's better. And we have different topics during the week. I hope some of them topics might be interesting for you. And I hope you can join. I hope you can watch and maybe share these lessons with other people. So that's 18 lessons per week. So it's a lot of content, a lot of work, and it's very interesting. I hope everything is free. Everything is free and for the public. And this is my project since the pandemic, since everybody was at home. I started teaching English for free online, and this is the concept and the origin of my project. So I think it's a very good idea to be able to teach English for free online, and it's a very good opportunity to connect with people in Asia, people in Europe, and people in South America as well. So it's a fantastic opportunity, and I think it's very good. So thank you for watching. Thank you for connecting, and it's necessary to have your support. If you want to support me with a donation, you can donate and subscribe here with my bank details. So basically you can make a payment with my bank details, or alternatively you can select PayPal and make a subscription on PayPal. It's very easy to do. All the information is on my Facebook post, and your support will be very, very important and very helpful. So if you want to help me and support me, this is the way to cover my costs and to help fund and finance my project. Okay, here I'm also speaking to businesses, and if you are a business, if you are a company or a school and you want to promote your school during this lesson or advertise your company, I can put your information here and I can explain to everybody a little about your business in this particular moment. Okay, fantastic. Let's begin. So today's topic is very, very important, and the page is very long. So we have a lot of content to discuss. We have a lot of information to explain, and this is heavy, very, very heavy. But I hope you have a little enthusiasm to understand this topic, and I hope you can understand me. And let's begin. Okay, so the British Council website and the section for Learn English, and specifically the grammar section, specifically the verbs section, and then more precisely, we speak today about the two infinitives. So, learn about the infinitive form of a verb and do the exercises practicing them. So basically, it's the infinitive form of the verb to eat, to go, to drink, to have, when we use them and when it's not correct. This is very important. Why? Because when I teach a lot of people, they typically make this mistake using the infinitive or using the gerund. And this is a very common error. People frequently use the infinitive instead of the gerund and vice versa. It's a very, very common mistake. So this is the reason I think it's very important today. Okay, so verbs with two infinitives. We use the to infinitive after particular or certain verbs. So after particular verbs, it's necessary, it's typical to use the infinitive. Okay, and that's very, very important. Particularly verbs of thinking and feeling. So here is the list. And after these verbs, the next verb is the infinitive. And this is the list that is necessary to remember. So, for example, the verb to choose. Of course, it's possible substantive, choose a chocolate, choose a coffee. That's typical choose with the substantive, with the noun, but it's also typical with the infinitive. For example, I choose to work from home. So that's the infinitive, to work. I choose to go on holiday. I choose to contact my friend. I choose to look at the magazine or to look at the movie. So typically after choose, we have the infinitive. And that's just something to remember. It's a rule, more or less, it's a rule to know. Okay, and that's important. The next verb is to decide. Doesn't matter the subject. I decide, you decide, she decides. Excuse me. No, I want to sneeze. No, so it doesn't matter the subject. It's possible I, you, he, she, and it does not matter the tense. It's possible the present, it's possible the past, it's possible the future. For example, we decided to have, infinitive. We decided to go, we decided to eat, we decided to drink. So therefore, typically after the verb decide, we have another verb in the infinitive. And that is the rule for today, and that's the lesson. excuse me. So most of most of the verbs here are very important to know. Expect, forget, hate, hope, intend, learn, like, love, mean, plan, prefer, remember, want, would, like, love. I think most of them are very well known. I think the majority of you understand the significance of all of them. They are very general verbs, they are very basic verbs, and they're very well known verbs. So I expect you to understand the majority of them. However, the difficult part is using the infinitive after these particular verbs. We have lots of possible examples, and maybe you think now of possible examples to make with this list. And if you want in the chat, if you want to make an example, if you want to create an example in the chat, please put the sentence and put your example in the chat if you want. For example, expect to have good weather today. Expect to go to the cinema tomorrow. Forget to contact my friend. Forget to write a message. Forget to go to the shop. So after forget, it's typical infinitive, infinitive, infinitive. Hate to lose a match. Hate to watch the football. Hate to see the rain. Hate to lose my pen, etc., etc. So infinitive, infinitive, infinitive after hate generally. Okay. Hope. I hope to go to the Mediterranean for my holidays. I hope to watch the new movie. I hope to contact my friend today. Intend. I intend to make the dinner at 4 o'clock. I intend to ask a question. I intend to pass the exam. So it's very important. Excuse me. I don't know what happens this morning with my nose, but anyway, learn to play the piano, learn to learn to write a book, learn to paint. So infinitive is after. Like to watch movies, like to eat chocolate, like to have dinner, like to contact friends. Love is very similar. Love to watch movies, love to have chocolate, etc., etc. Mean is very similar to intend. Okay, so mean and intend are very, very similar. I mean to fix the television. I mean to cut the grass. It's very similar to intend, my intention. Plan also is possibly similar to mean. I plan to go to the Mediterranean. I plan to cut the grass. I plan to walk the dog. Prefer, it's the same. So I prefer to have chicken, etc., etc. So I think most of these verbs are very well known and very intermediate level English. So the most important part is to consider the to infinitive after these verbs. Okay, and here's a few examples. They decided to start a business together. Remember, no subject, because it's an order, it's an instruction, imperative, no subject. But after remember, it's typical, the infinitive. Remember to turn the lights off. So they're verbs of thinking and verbs of feeling. Okay, so specifically verbs of thinking and verbs of feeling. After these verbs, it's typically the infinitive. Also, verbs of saying. For example, I agree, I promise, I refuse, I threaten. Threaten is the most difficult verb. In Spanish, it's amenazar, and it's very aggressive. So it's an important verb, the verb to threaten. The noun is a threat, but the verb is to threaten. And in this situation, it's the past agree, agreed, infinitive, to meet. We agreed to meet at the cinema. Specific preposition for a location. Next, promise. Again, it's an instruction, it's an order, so there's no subject. Promise infinitive, to call me every day. Okay. So they are verbs of saying, verbs of thinking, and verbs of feeling. That's a lot of verbs. Okay, next, some verbs are followed by a direct object and then the to infinitive. So it's possible the verb with the direct object and the to infinitive. Okay, and what is a direct object? A direct object is flexible. It could be the person, me, you, the object pronoun, talk to me, talk to you, talk to him, or it could be something else. Okay, let's look at this list. So these verbs generally require the direct object, indirect object, plus an infinitive. So advise, advise me, advise you, advise him, advise her. That's generally the indirect object here. And then the infinitive, advise me to go, advise me to make, advise me to change. Interesting, the difference between the verb and the noun. Every lesson I explain this difference. We have a verb and we have the noun, but the difference is the S and the difference is the C. So in the noun form, we have the C, advice. The pronunciation is a little different. Advice, and the verb is to advise. So very little difference, but very important as well. So generally we need the object. This is direct object, exactly. So advise me, advise you, advise him, advise her, advise them. Ask is very similar. Ask me, direct object. Ask you, ask him, ask her, ask us, ask them, etc. Encourage. Here you can see the word courage, which is similar to brave. It's an noun. You have courage, but with the prefix en, it's the verb to encourage, similar to enjoy, entertain, the prefix en. But in this case, it's encourage, with the significance really to give somebody courage, to give them strength. Okay, so basically encourage you, encourage me, encourage him, encourage her to go, to change, to eat, to study, to walk, etc. Expect is possible with the direct object. Expect me, expect you, expect him, expect her, plus the infinitive. Expect me to fix, expect me to make, expect me to help. So obviously very important and common structures. Intend is like intention. So what is the direct object after intend? You intend me to have this exercise finished. So the direct object is a little more complicated after intend. However, invite is easier. Invite me to go, invite me to eat, invite me to visit. And again, order is very typical with a direct object. Order him, order you, order us, order them. To fix, it's obviously you can say what you want, but these are just a couple of examples. And persuade is a very important verb. To persuade me, to persuade you, to persuade him. We've a couple of expressions related to persuade. In English, we say to twist my arm. The significance of twist my arm is a metaphor to mean to convince or to persuade somebody. Okay, so I don't want to go to the shop, but you persuade me, you twist my arm, you convince me to go. Okay. Remind with the direct object, remind me, remind you, remind him, remind her, remind us. There is a very important difference between remind and remember. So what is the difference between remind and remember? So this is very important because it's a typical confusion. Remind is typical the person. So remind me, remind you, remind him. And I'll give you an example. I remind you that today we have a class at 6 o'clock. So I'm giving you information to make you remember. So remember is different. I remember the party, I remember the weekend, I remember the holiday. It's in my memory. But remind is to tell somebody to remember. So there is a very important difference. Maybe it's subtle, maybe it's small, but it's very important because a lot of people make this confusion. So remind him to have, remind me to go, etc. Okay, let's continue. Tell plus the direct object, tell me, tell you, tell him, to go. Want me to have, want you to have, etc., etc. Warn, like alert, to warn the person, to warn me, to warn you, plus the infinitive. Okay, and would like, would love, or would prefer me to have. Okay, let's look at some of examples. He encouraged his friends. So the subject is he, the verb is to encourage, and this requires the direct object, his friends in the plural, plus the infinitive to vote for him. Remind is the verb with the imperative, no subject. Remind plus the direct object. Remind me plus the infinitive to give Julia a call. Okay, let's look at some exercises. So type in the correct verbs to complete each sentence. Use the letters in the brackets to make the verb. Okay, so here we have the, wow, I don't know what this is. Sorry, yeah, so this is a mix. Wow. Yeah, it's a mix, and we need to select the verb from this combination of letters. So it was a lovely day. So we, verb, to go swimming. And the verb here, can you identify the verb? I think it's easy. We decided. Okay, so you see D, E, C, I, D, E, D, etc. So we decided in the past, and after decide we have the infinitive. Decided to go, decided to watch. Okay, next. We are something to get some theatre tickets. Get means to obtain. So we are something to get some theatre tickets if they're not too expensive. What do you think is the possible verb here from the list? And it's the infinitive after, and I think there's only one option. It begins, I think, with H, and I think the second letter is O, and the third letter is P. So we are hoping to obtain some tickets if they're not too expensive. Okay, number 3. Don't, so no subject, so it's an order, it's an instruction, it's an imperative. Don't something infinitive to buy some bread on the way home. And the verb from here, what do you think? The verb is, I think it begins with F, O, R, G, don't forget. And after forget, we have the infinitive, to buy. Don't forget to buy. That's a very good example. Next. Max was very busy, but he, something to help, infinitive, his friends. And the verb, so what did Max do? Max, I think A, G, R, E, E, D. Max agreed to help his friends. I think that's the best option. I think that's the most realistic option. Karen is the subject. Something to bring her daughter a souvenir from Rome. A souvenir is something to remember your trip, or a special item to make you think of your holiday or the time that you travel to that place. So this is difficult because I'm not sure. Something to bring. Decided, no. I'm not sure. At the moment, I don't know. Maybe you have a better idea of this. So at the moment, I have difficulty for number 5. Number 6, the boss, the manager, the boss. Infinitive to see you in his office. He's waiting for you. So I think this is clear. The boss, what do you think? I think the boss wants to see you in his office. He's waiting for you. Option 5, I'm not sure. I don't know at the moment. Okay. Number 7, I'm really tired. I'm exhausted. I'm shattered, because the possible synonyms for tired is exhausted, shattered, wrecked, drained. So we have lots of different synonyms to say we're very, very tired. So I'm really tired. Something, go home now. Okay, this is very difficult. I think the only answer is I would like to go home now, I think. And that's typical, another structure with the infinitive after. I would like to go, I would like to watch, I would like to speak, I would like to travel, etc. Number 8, the teacher, something the children, that's the direct object plus the infinitive, to close their books and listen carefully. The verb, I think it's very clear. The verb is the verb to ask, but it's in the past. So the teacher asked the children to close their books and listen carefully. Number 9, the movie starts at 6, so something to everyone to be at the cinema at 5:30. So it's an instruction, and the direct object is everyone plus the infinitive to be at the cinema, and the structure is I told. It's irregular, tell, told, irregular in the past. I told everyone to be at the cinema at 5:30. Number 10, we, something our guests to arrive at about 10 o'clock if the traffic is good. So I think this is clear with the verb to expect plus the direct object. We expect our guests plus the infinitive. Okay, we expect our guests to arrive at about 10 o'clock if the traffic is good. So after expect, we have the direct object plus the infinitive. Number 11, my mother is the subject and always is the adverb. Something me is the direct object. Not to talk is the infinitive in the negative. And the verb is, what do you think is the verb here? For me, it's clear. I think the beginning is W. The second letter is A. In the past, my mother always warned me not to talk to strange, peculiar men, plural. Finally, number 12, we, something our landlady, not to increase the rent this year. So the landlady is the woman who is owning the house, owning the apartment. And what is the combination of the verb? I don't know. Number 12 is very tricky. We asked our landlady not to increase the rent. We demanded. I don't know. I really don't know the answer for number 12, and this is interesting. So maybe you have a better idea. What do you think is the answer for 12? So I have 2 mistakes. Number 12 and also number 5. Karen. I don't know. Okay, so let's check the answers. I have 2 mistakes, and I think 10 from 12. Yeah, so let's look at the answers. One moment. Let's check the answers for number 5 and number 12. Persuaded. Wow. So convinced, persuaded our landlady not to increase the rent. And number 5, promised. Okay, so a difficult exercise and very different. Let's continue. The second exercise is just revision from the previous exercise, so it's nothing new, and we can continue to the next part. Okay, questions. If you have a question, if you have a comment, please put your question in the Facebook page, and we can continue with the next section of the infinitive. So today, as I said, today's topic is very long and we have a lot of information to discuss. So let's take a little break, a little drink for a moment. And we can continue a little. So the infinitive, just 1 second. Okay, infinitive of purpose. We also use the to infinitive to express purpose, to answer why. So, for example, he is the subject, buy is the verb. In the past, it's irregular, bought, buy, bought, he bought flowers. Infinitive, why? Why did he buy the flowers? He bought the flowers to give to his wife. Okay, so he bought the flowers with the purpose to give the flowers to his wife. He locked, or she locked, the door. Why? He locked the door to keep everyone out. So the infinitive is required to explain why. And that's very important definition. Also, this is really, really important. We can also express purpose with in order to. This structure, in order to, is typically used to express the purpose, or the negative, in order not to. So it's exactly the same. Why? To answer why. He bought some flowers in order to give to his wife. He locked the door in order to keep everyone out. Okay, and here's a couple of examples. We started our journey, past simple, early. Why? Why did you start the journey early? In order to avoid traffic. So you have two possibilities: in order to avoid, or simply to avoid traffic. But this is more fluent, I think. This is definitely a very fluent structure, in order to, that really answers the question why. In order to. So that's really important, and I recommend you remember this part in particular. Next, they spoke quietly in order not to wake the children. So they spoke quietly, but why? Why did they speak quietly? Well, they spoke quietly because they did not want to wake the child. So in order not to wake the child, that's the reason for not speaking loudly. And this is a little bit more proficient. This structure is more advanced and more proficient than in order to. I prefer in order to, because this is a little more complicated and a little more difficult, but it's exactly the same function. It's to answer the question why. So for example, we started our journey early. Why? To avoid traffic, in order to avoid traffic, or so as to avoid traffic. So you have three possible ways to express the infinitive, to express the purpose and answer the question why. Next example, they spoke quietly. Why? Why did they speak quietly? Not to wake the children, in order not to wake the children, or the third possibility, so as not to wake the children. Very interesting, and a very good example, and a very good lesson. Let's check the exercises here. And we need to match the expressions to make 8 sentences. So the 8 sentences are, the matching options are: so as not to be late for an important meeting, in order not to forget to post it the next day, to find the answer, in order to keep warm, to pick up a parcel, so as to remember, to buy him a present, to get some money, and to see my grandmother. So we have 3 different structures. We have the infinitive, we have in order to plus the verb, or we have so as to, and also the negatives. So the first context: John has gone. This is the present perfect. Therefore, this is 2 possibilities: the verb to be, John is, or John has. In this case, it's the second option, has, because it's the participle. Therefore, this is the present perfect. John has gone to the cash machine to get some money. That's very easy. You go to the machine, the cash machine, to obtain some money. That must be the answer. Okay, I looked on Wikipedia. I searched on Wikipedia. I invested on Wikipedia. What do you think? No, no. This one, no. Pick up a parcel, no. I think the answer is, I looked on Wikipedia to find the answer for a question. because that's typical. Wikipedia is full of information, and Wikipedia typically has the answer for most things. Next weekend, I'm going to Newcastle next weekend, and this is the structure I am going to. Is typically the structure expressing the future. Next weekend, I'm going to Newcastle. Number 1, no. Number 2, no. Number 3, in order to keep warm, definitely not. Number 4, maybe. Or number, to see my grandmother. So you have 2 possibilities. I think probably to see my grandmother is more logical. What do you think? Let's select to see my grandmother. It is possible to pick up a parcel. You're going to Newcastle to pick up a parcel to collect. But no, I think I'm going to Newcastle to see my grandmother. I'm going to the post office, specifically the post office, to collect the parcel. I'm going to the post office to pick up the parcel. Okay, she is the subject. The verb is to wear. The past is irregular, wore. She wore a heavy coat. Why? She wore a heavy coat so as not, no, in order to keep warm. So this is the explanation why she wore the heavy coat. She wore the heavy coat in order to keep warm, number 1, or she wore the heavy coat to keep warm. She wore the heavy coat so as to keep warm. So you have 3 different possibilities. And this lesson is very interesting, and it's more intermediate and more advanced, definitely, this part. Next, he wrote. So the verb to write is irregular in the past. Paul's birthday in his diary. So Paul's birthday, he wrote it in his diary. So what's the context here? Why? Why did he write it in the diary? In order not to forget to post it the next day. Maybe, but no. So as not to be late. No. So as to remember to buy him a present. Yes. This is the reason. Oh my goodness. So the reason he wrote the date in the diary is to remember to buy him a present. Okay, we put that here. The next one. I put the letter on the table near the front door. Why? Why did you do that? I put the letter on the table near the front door so as not to be late, in order not to forget to post it. So obviously the context is to post the letter, and this is the reason you put the letter on the table. And next, I went to work early today. Why? I travelled, I went to work early today so as not to be late for an important meeting. Okay, so I think they are the most logical answers. Maybe you agree, maybe you disagree. Let us select the answers and we finish, and we have 8 from 8. Okay, not bad, because it's not too difficult. And exercise 2 is just repetition. Can you remember? So that's an extra activity if you want to do it. Questions. If you have a question, please put your question in the Facebook chat, and I can answer your questions at the end and respond to your comments. Okay, now we move to level intermediate and adjectives with the 2 infinitives. Previously, we spoke about verbs with the 2 infinitives. Now we speak about adjectives with the 2 infinitives. And again, maybe it's an opportunity for a little break and a little drink of water for me. As I said, this topic is very, very heavy. There's a lot of information, but it's very, very important. And I hope you can remember, I hope you can review this topic because it's important. Okay, let's go. So we use the 2 infinitive after particular certain adjectives, and this is very important because people make this confusion a lot. So after the adjective able, I am able, we typically have the infinitive. I am able to go to the party. I am able to visit my friend. I am able to travel. So after the adjective able, we typically have the infinitive, and there's many, many examples we can make. Okay, so that's the first adjective. The second adjective is the negative. I am unable to go. I am unable to travel. I am unable to meet. Anxious, very interesting adjective. So stressed, worried. I am anxious to finish the exam. I am anxious to complete university. I am anxious to start the project. So infinitive is typically after this adjective. Due. What is the significance of due? Due is expected. For example, the bus is due. We expect the bus to arrive. You are due a holiday. You are entitled to a holiday. You are expecting a holiday. So after due, with the verb form, is in the infinitive. I am due to travel to the Mediterranean. This means I am expecting to go. I am due to contact my friend. I am due to receive an increase. I am due to receive a promotion, etc. Eager. What is the significance of eager? Eager means enthusiastic, and you really want to do something. I am eager to meet your friend. I'm eager to meet you. I'm eager to go to the party. I'm eager to finish the exam. The significance is enthusiastic, really excited to do something. Keen is almost the same. Keen is very similar to enthusiastic. I am keen to meet my new friend. I am keen to start this project. And it means excited and eager. So keen and eager are very, very similar, but very good quality adjectives. Likely is very important, and likely has the significance probable, probable, not probably, probable. So it's an adjective. It is likely to rain today. It is probable to rain today. Okay, so probable is the significance of likely. In the negative, we say the adjective unlikely plus the infinitive. It is unlikely to rain today. You are unlikely to fail your exam. You are unlikely to have difficulties, etc., etc. Very important here is the noun form. What is the noun form of likely? Remember, likely is probable, but likelihood is the noun. Okay, so the likelihood of rain, that's the noun form. Another adjective, ready plus the infinitive. You are ready to begin. You are ready to progress. You are ready to enter the competition. So infinitive after this adjective. Prepared, you are prepared to take the exam. You are prepared to go to the next level. So infinitive typically after this adjective. Willing is another very important verb. The significance is content and enthusiastic and happy to do something. So you are willing to work tomorrow. You are happy, you are content to work tomorrow. The opposite is the negative. You are unwilling to work tomorrow. You are not content. You are not happy to work tomorrow. Here we have a couple of examples. Unfortunately, I was unable to work for over a week. So the adjective is unable plus the infinitive. Unable to work, unable to go, unable to travel, etc., etc. Next, I'm really tired. Adjective, I'm ready plus the infinitive to go to bed. Okay, I'm really tired. I'm ready to go to bed. Sometimes the to infinitive gives a reason for the adjective. Okay, so sometimes the to infinitive gives the reason for the adjective amazed. So for example, we were happy to come to the end of our journey. The significance is we were happy because we had to come to the end of our journey. No, I think that's not too difficult, I hope. So for example, amazed plus the infinitive. I was amazed. Why? Yeah, okay. Why were you amazed? I was amazed to learn the information. I was amazed to know. So the infinitive explains a little why you were amazed. Delighted to meet you. Delighted to hear your success. Delighted to know your news. Disappointed. Why? Disappointed to hear the situation, etc. Glad is very similar to happy. Glad, happy, and pleased are all very, very, very similar. glad to stop the party, happy to stop the party, pleased to stop the party. Proud, okay, very important adjective. Relieved is also a very important adjective, like alleviated. The verb is to alleviate, but relieved is the adjective, and the noun is relief. Sad, sorry, surprised, unhappy. Okay, so the first example. We were happy. Why? To come to the end of our journey. We were happy because, okay. Next, John was surprised. Why? To see me. He was surprised because he saw me. We regularly use it plus be followed by an adjective to give infinitives. So we often use it plus be followed by an adjective. It was clever, it is clever, it will be clever to give opinions. Okay, so it is clever, that's my opinion. It is clever, this is expressing your opinion. It is difficult, you're expressing your opinion. It is difficult to complete the exam. It is clever to prepare for the exam. It's my opinion. It is easy, it is foolish, it is hard, it is kind, it is nice, possible, impossible, right, wrong, and silly, plus the infinitive, all express and give your opinion. Okay, they signify you giving your opinion using these structures. For example, it is easy to play the piano. That's your opinion. You're giving your opinion. It is easy to play the piano, but it's very difficult. Plus the infinitive, you're giving your opinion. It's very difficult to play well. Well is the adverb, and the adjective is good, but the adverb is well and is connected to the verb to play. Next, the verb to speak. In the past, it's irregular. He spoke so quickly, intensifier, plus the consequences, that, so happy, that, so quickly, that. It was impossible, expressing your opinion, to understand him. It was impossible to understand him. You're giving your opinion. Okay. We use the to infinitive with these adjectives to give opinions about people. So the previous adjectives are just giving opinions in general. But if you want to give an opinion specifically for people, we use the to infinitive after these adjectives. So it is clever. For example, you were clever to find the answer so quickly. So not difficult. I think that's logical, more or less. She was right. She was correct. To complain, infinitive after adjective. So she was correct. She was right. To complain, etc. And I think that's okay. We use the preposition for to show who these adjectives refer to. Okay, so the adjective is possible with the preposition for plus the object plus the infinitive. For example, it was difficult for us to hear what she was saying. It was difficult for you to complete the exam. It was easy for them to enter the party. It was hard for us to contact the company. So that's the typical structure when you want to refer to the person. Okay. Next, with the other adjectives, we use the preposition of. So it's very typical, these prepositions, difficult for, easy for, hard for, possible for, impossible for. But the next other adjectives, we typically also use of. So it's very important to know when you use the preposition of or for. For example, it was generous, it was kind of you to help. And for you, no, not really. So it was kind of you to help. Next, it would be silly, stupid, idiotic of him to spend all his money. Okay, let's try the exercises because we're nearly finished. Put the words and expressions in the correct order to make sentences. Okay, and due, remember due is expected. The verb to arrive is what time your flight. So the last word is the punctuation to arrive. The first word is what time. What do you think? What time? Due is your flight. Due is the adjective. It's typically after the verb to be. and your flight is the object. So the verb is what time is your flight due to arrive. Difficult. Let's move to the next one. Unlikely are to get we this year another pay rise. The last word is the full stop. The first word is the capital letter. The subject is we, therefore we need a verb, and the verb is are. After the verb to be, we need the adjective, we are unlikely. And after unlikely, we have the infinitive, unlikely to get. Another, because it's singular, another pay rise is singular this year. So we are unlikely to get and to obtain another pay rise this year. Option 3. Her exams to relieved was she had passed that Emily all here. Okay. Excuse me. Okay, so the last word is the punctuation, the full stop, her exams. The first word is the capital letter, Emily. It's the only capital letter. Emily is the subject, and the verb is the verb was, the verb to be. Adjective, what is the adjective after the verb to be? She was relieved. After relieved, we have the infinitive. She was relieved to hear. To hear what? To hear that. Subject, she had passed all her exams. Very, very interesting sentence. Next. To find nowadays is a good job, hard it. Last word is the full stop. Nowadays, first word is the capital letter, it. It is the subject, therefore we need the verb. The verb is to find, or the verb to be. It is adjective, hard, it is difficult, it is hard. After hard, we have the infinitive. It is hard to find what? A good job, adverb, nowadays. Okay, next. Is it train tickets to buy online possible? The last word is online because of the punctuation. The first word is the capital letter is, and this is the question. So we change the position of the verb and the subject. What is the subject? The subject is it. And the adjective, it is it possible? After possible, we have the infinitive. Is it possible to buy train tickets online? Question. Next. Asking was wrong. Car without to borrow George his father's. Borrow, remember the verb to borrow and to lend. So the last word is asking. The first word is the capital letter. George is the subject, and the verb is to borrow, or the verb is to be. So I think George was incorrect. George was wrong. After wrong, we have the infinitive. Wrong to borrow. To borrow what? The car, but his father's car. Without asking. Typically, after without, it's the ing. Without knowing, without eating, without going, without asking. That's the typical rule. Next, you are to think, okay, foolish, that everything will be. So the last word is okay, full stop. First word is you are. That's the subject and the verb plus the adjective with the verb to be. You are foolish plus the infinitive. After foolish, we have the infinitive. You are too foolish to think that. Subject, everything will be okay. Next. Is for the school any further to reduce its prices impossible? It. Last word is any further with the significance any more. First word is the capital letter it. Verb, it is. Adjective, impossible. Preposition, for the school. Infinitive, to reduce its prices any further. Two more. Always been, for me, it's difficult in public to speak. The last word is in public. The first word is the capital letter, it's. That is the subject, it is or it has. Maybe it is always difficult for me to speak in public, but we have been, therefore it's probably it has been. Adverb, always, it has been. Adjective, always difficult, plus the infinitive or this object, for me to speak in public. And last one, to your party, very nice of you, was, us, it, to invite. The last word is the full stop, to your party. First word is the capital letter, it. Verb, was, the verb to be. Adjective, very nice. Preposition, of, you. Infinitive, to invite. Object, us, to the party. I think everything is good. It's possible we have a mistake. Let's check the answers. Oh, we have one mistake. So what is the mistake? So that's correct. Okay, this is the error. It's been always difficult. It has always been. I think the position of the adverb is necessary. It has always been. The answers, it's always been. Okay. The second exercise is just revision. So let's move to the next part of today's lesson. And again, it's very difficult because we have a lot of information today. A lot. But at the same time, it's very important. So again, a little drink of water to keep me awake. And let's go. So level advanced. Nouns with the two infinitives. So we use the to infinitive as a post modifier after abstract nouns. So very technical grammatical explanation. So let's see. Here are the nouns: the ability, the attempt, the chance, desire, failure, need, opportunity, refusal, wish. They are all nouns. And here we go. We have the infinitive after. They, subject, gave him an opportunity. That's the noun. Infinitive, to escape. They gave him an opportunity to explain. Okay, you have the opportunity to contact. So after opportunity, it's typical with the infinitive to change the meaning. Okay. He was annoyed, he was frustrated by. The refusal is the noun, to answer. Infinitive after refusal. I have no wish, I have no desire to be rich. Okay, so after the noun desire, we have the infinitive. There was no need, there was no necessity. After need, we have the infinitive, to shout. So we can create a lot of examples here, but these are just a couple of examples. We often use the two infinitives as a post modifier after indefinite pronoun. The indefinite pronoun is something, no one, anything. Technically, they are considered indefinite pronouns. If you have a doubt, I recommend you check that topic in grammar when you can. So, for example, when I am traveling, I always take something to read. So after something, we have the infinitive. Or for example, I know somebody to fix your car. I was all alone. I had no one to talk to. Okay, so I was all alone. I had nobody, no one to talk to. Infinitive. Next, there is hardly, almost nothing. There is almost nothing to do. There's hardly anything. Infinitive, to do in most of these small towns. The exercise, final exercise. Complete. Use the most suitable nouns and pronouns to complete the sentences. Somebody, something, chance, failure, attempt, ability, somewhere, wish. So these are nouns and pronouns, indefinite pronouns. Okay, so last night a group of rebels made an something to kidnap, to take the president. So last night a group of rebels made an chance, failure, wish, somewhere, something. What do you think? Attempt. Made an effort to kidnap the president. Second question. I need something to help me move this furniture into the other room. Do you have 10 minutes? I need the person, I need somebody to help me move this furniture into the other room. So do you have 10 minutes? I need help. I need somebody to help me. Number 3, Maria made it clear, made it certain that she had no something to see me again. No wish, no opportunity, no failure, no ability, no chance, no somewhere, no wish. She had no desire to see me again. She did not want to see me again. I know you'll be busy in Beijing, but I hope you'll have a something to do sightseeing. Okay, so I know you're busy in Beijing, but I hope you will have the ability, but not a ability because it's the vowel, so a chance. I hope you will have a chance and opportunity to do some sightseeing. We're looking for something to stay in Prague. We're looking for somewhere, the place. We're looking for somewhere. After somewhere, the pronoun, indefinite pronoun, we have the infinitive to stay in Prague. After the noun chance, we have the infinitive to do. 6, the government's something to reduce unemployment has made it deeply unpopular. So maybe decision. The government's failure, ability, something, the government's failure. Noun, after this particular noun, we have the infinitive, failure to reduce, failure to contact, failure to reduce. Young children have an amazing natural, so the children have an amazing natural, something to learn languages. Ability, they have a natural ability to learn languages. And the final one, it'll be a long journey. Maybe we should take something to listen to in the car. We should take something. This is the indefinite pronoun. After the indefinite pronoun, we have the infinitive. Something to listen to in the car. It's possible we have some mistakes. Everything is good. 8 from 8. Perfect. So that is the lesson for today. And again, exercise 2 is just repetition. Wow, a lot of information in this lesson, a lot. But it's very, very important because in reality, people frequently make the error when you learn English between the infinitive and the gerund. And this is a very, very important topic. So yes, it's very long. It's 1 hour of explanations. It's too long. It's very long. But I recommend that you read this page yourself. You try to understand this page yourself, to be very relaxed, to very, very calm, but to understand it very well. Okay, because it's very important. Okay, that's everything for today. Tomorrow we continue with a different topic, but that's the topic for today, Two Infinitives. And thank you so much for watching live, and thank you for watching recorded. Please leave your comment in the chat and I can answer your comment after the lesson. Great. Remember, my schedule is here and this is my plan for the week. Hopefully you can join one of the 18 lessons. Everything is free, everything is for the public, but if you want to support me, you can make a donation, make a subscription here. And if you're a business or a company wants to support my page, you can advertise during this lesson and I can promote your business or your company as well during this time. If you want to contact me on social media, we have Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Pinterest and WhatsApp, and you're very welcome to join and follow all of the social media there as well. Great, that's it, and thank you so much for your time. I hope that you have a good day, and hopefully I will see you in the next lesson. Thank you so much, have a good day, and hopefully talk to you soon. Bye bye.